go.
Now, to outsiders, debaters might seem pompous and cocky, and to be honest, most of the time that's probably true. It's because of times like these, talk is cheap debate does something to our egos. And then when we meet people and they find out we're debaters, they're automatically impressed even though they haven't even heard us speak yet. Now, I've always found it hard to tell non-debaters why I'm so in love with debate. And the closest I can probably tell you is that it's like a sport, you know. We're like brain athletes. Even though most people probably just call us nerds. But I think sometimes we're junkies, and debate is our fix. And we all know how junkies start, right? It always starts with that first dangerous taste. Like in the movie Rocket Science, this boy joined his debating team because of a hot girl. And he did everything he can using debate to get that girl to like him back. And that's precisely my life story. Because my first taste of debate came in the form of Glenn Debate God Plaza. Alright? To me, you probably don't know him, but to me he's like all 5 One Direction members all around the world. He's like a 3-time best debater in Asia, he's a national champion, and he's so cute. How did I get to know him? I wandered into one of his debates when he was here in Silliman. And he was debating with his equally brilliant partner and equally cute partner, Laloy Claudio. And when I heard him open his mouth, I literally got chills. I didn't understand the things he said because he was too smart, but he made me feel things, you know? He made me feel things, and that's when I knew I needed to stalk him. So I asked my friend, who was part of the debate society, if I join debate, will I get to see him in tournaments? And he said yes. So later that year, I went as far as Indonesia to actually stalk him, and we got this photo together. It was the best day of my life. I went to more tournaments. He eventually had to graduate, and then my obsession for Glenn was slowly transforming into genuine love for debate. It was being part of an intellectual community that made me love it more and more. But don't get me wrong, I actually really sucked when we first started. I remember one of my first debates was in UP Diliman, and it was about putting obese kids under state care. And my first thought was, why? Right? I mean, like, shouldn't malnourished kids be under state care instead? And then my equally brilliant partner said, you know what, let's keep fat kids fat because we'll help the textile industry because they'll get more, you know, fabric, they need more fabric for clothes. And what was worse was, our judge was Patricia Evangelista, and I could feel her judging me with her piercing eyes, thinking I was so stupid. It was horrible. And you would think that I'd probably quit debate after that because, you know, she said some really awful things afterwards, but it was my fault. But it actually made me want to, you know, improve. So what did I do? I locked myself inside the room. No, not really. But I read newspapers, I watched debate videos, I started talking by myself in my room. And that's basically how I felt I got better. And soon, when we went to tournaments, we started winning. We started winning against people from UP, from LaSalle, from Ateneo, and finally, Silliman wasn't just the school that these bratty Manila kids never heard of. Okay? So we started winning over them. And it felt really good. We even got the debate on TV, and guess who was there? Patricia! And she complimented me. I felt vindicated. But it's not just about the recognition. Because there's this rush that we feel whenever we debate. Because contrary to popular belief, we only get 15 minutes before the actual debate to know what we're going to debate about. So we had to be well read. We had to know a lot of things. And the thing is, we can't choose a side. And our emotions range from... Wait, where is it? Our emotions range from geopolitics to a hypothetical scenario of a zombie apocalypse, to Miley Cyrus' tongue. So we had to know about the news, and we had to keep up trends in pop culture. And I always felt a kind of thrill whenever we go to tournaments, so we don't really know what we're going to debate about or who we're going to debate against. And then when we start speaking in front, you're only given 7 minutes to speak. But within that 7 minutes, all eyes are on you. Everybody's hanging on your every word. And then in that 7 minutes, you get to destroy the ideas of the other side with just your words. You get to make them cry afterwards if you win. They make me cry a lot of times too. And I get to make these faces, which I find really fun. Now you probably think, what is this girl doing talking passionately about something that sounds so boring? But you have to understand that debating isn't all about just nerdy things. We do cool things too, especially in tournaments. Did you know that in tournaments, we actually have one day that we dedicate purely for partying?
Here.
We dance, we drink, we find tournament flings, and then we also get the conventional friends who aren't as cool, but they're still fine, and I'm still really good friends with them up until now. So those are things that, I gained from debate. Not just ideas, but also people. And then there's traveling. I got to travel outside of the country, I got to travel to different cities, and most of the time they were free because they were paying for my fare and my hotel, so I get to teach young kids how to debate. So that was really fun, and that's something that debate really taught me a lot. And then there's this. Prepare for it. Eye candy. I know that there are hot guys everywhere, but does it give you an extra tingly feeling knowing that these hot guys are smart? So let's just take a moment and put it all in. These are all the guys that I see in the debate tournaments all the time. But lastly, what I love most about debate is really paying it forward and teaching young kids. And whenever I see these kids be so enthusiastic, and when they win awards, I feel like I've won too. And I think that's what I love most about debate. Okay, those are my kids. I've been the coach of Silliman High for a while now. Now, as a parting thought, I learned so much from debate that I think I never learned from college, that there's a bigger world out there, that words are powerful, and that a simple idea can overturn an entire belief system.
Yes.
At the same time, that winning isn't everything, and victories can only be sweeter if you felt the pain of the loss. Thank you.